everyone and welcome back to another video. Today is going to be all about these babies. Chestnuts, conkers, whatever you want to call them. And we're going to make some laundry detergent. So stay tuned. I've been wanting to try this for a while now. And when I say a while, I mean like a good long while, like a year or two. But But I was actually just too afraid to ruin all my clothes by doing this. But I've seen this more and more here on YouTube, and I've even heard people talking about it in like real life, if you don't consider YouTube real life. But I've actually have people been interested in it in my closer surroundings and my friends. So I thought I'd finally give this a try, and I went to pick some chestnuts or collect them from the ground, and I ended up with about 3.8 kilograms of chestnuts, which I thought was quite a lot, and it is a lot, let me tell you. I don't know if this is going to be enough for the whole year, but as it is only a test for me, this will definitely do from the beginning. So now I wanted to show you how I made the laundry detergent, and then of course how it works, because that's what we're all here for. By the way, yes, I am in my pajamas just because it is the weekend, it is early in the morning, and I just didn't feel like changing, so sorry. So there are 3 things that you need for doing this. You need your chestnuts, and don't drop them like I do. And you need a really sharp and big knife, and a smaller knife. Doesn't need to be a Swiss Army knife, but just something small that you can handle very well and that you won't cut yourself with, like I did. So the first thing you want to do is to cut your chestnuts, and the way I found it to be easiest is if you turn them on the dark side, so the dark side is open, and then you just place the knife over there, and then with your whole body weight just push down, and then you can just easily crack them open. And these chestnuts have been lying around for quite a few days, so I feel like it's easier to take them out of their shell. See, this one is already coming off all by itself, and you don't even need the smaller knife to kind of peel it away. But it's not always like that. Sometimes you have to really get into it and like this, and then peel off the outside. But to be honest, for me, the longer they lay around, the easier it got. So you end up with this. The reason why you peel off the skin, you could easily just leave them on and just cut them in half and then put them in a blender, is just because these contain some color pigments that could potentially ruin your white clothes. So I just decided to remove the shell or the skin from all of them to end up just with the white bit of the chestnuts. So let's do the rest. And yeah, this one is, like, this part is a lot harder, so I don't cut into this, but I cut into the brown skin. Oh yeah, one more thing. I don't know if you can see it, but this one is kind of moldy because it had a crack in them. So I won't be using this one, because if one chestnut is moldy, then you will just ruin the whole batch of chestnut powder and laundry detergent. So this one is gone. So the way to peel these easiest is if you just have this little thing here on the side, and then you just pop your knife in and kind of just crack the shell like this. And then the chestnut should come right out. But it's not always like that. Sometimes you just have to be a bit patient and do baby steps. And then in the end, when you have all your chestnuts cut up and peeled, then you continue with making them smaller and blend them up. So let's go to the kitchen. So this is the mixer I am using. It is a high power blender, and you just remove this and then you fill in your chestnuts. And what you end up with is something like this. If you don't have a mixer at home, you just take the chestnuts and then you just chop them by hand. This literally takes like 2 minutes, and then what you end up with is this nice small pieces, and they are already small enough to be used as detergent. Then you just take a spoon, scoop some up, and pour it into a glass, like that. As you can see, yes, I've got an X-wing on my table. You just put them into the glass, and then fill up the whole thing with water. I think I used about 300 or 400 milliliters of warm water, and then I left it overnight. And what you end up with is this milky liquid. So now you can definitely see the difference between the ones that I hacked myself yesterday night and the ones that I put into the blender. It's a much finer and crumblier consistency, and I think I'll stick to this. But if you are on a time crunch, then definitely just chop yours up and you're good to go. So the next step to successfully making your laundry detergent is to dry your cut up chestnuts. This is really important because you don't want them to get moldy, and in order for them to not get moldy, they have to be really dry. So now the first thing you can do is to put them into the oven at a very low temperature and kind of dry them out there for 2 to 3 hours, but you just really have to keep an eye on them and don't burn them. So as I am not trusting my oven at all, I'm not going to do this, but what I did is I placed all the chestnuts on baking sheets or baking plates, and I'll let them air dry. This takes a lot longer, but I don't endanger like all of my belongings by making a fire in my kitchen. So this is what it looks like. I just spread them out on sheets, and what I do is that I turn them over once or twice a day and make sure that all of them are getting air. And so far this is working really good. So when making your detergent with the water, so pouring water in it, you can either use the fresh chestnuts or you use the dried ones. Now the first batch that I made from this is the fresh ones, which I'm going to try out and show you, of course. But for the rest of the year, or for the rest of the time that this will last me, I will use the dried chestnuts. And with all the things that I read, this is also working just fine. This is the mixture after 24 hours, and you can see all the foam building up on top. And earlier it was also kind of like bubbling from the chestnuts. So what you don't want to put into your washing machine are the chestnut bits, because they can just block them and destroy your washing machine. So you just want the liquid, and you just have to filter it and then use the liquid. And how that goes, I am going to show you now. So this went well. Yeah, so this didn't really work out. I'm just gonna try and pour the rest of it into here. so that all the pieces don't come out. I think that is the easiest solution of all of them. Whoa, that liquid is so thick. And I also read somewhere that you can use this up to 2 to 3 times. So I'm just gonna make a whole new batch and take some warm water and pour this in here. So the way I'm doing this now is I'm gonna put this into the washing machine and then just pour it in there. And I'm probably gonna use the whole batch because I'm not really sure on how much to use. So better safe than sorry, I guess. And that's it. As soon as the laundry is done washing, I am gonna tune in again and tell you what my clothes smell like, because that is what I'm most curious about. The mixture itself smells kind of funny, a little bit like nuts, and my boyfriend, aka cameraman right now, thinks it smells gross. So we'll see what this is going to be like later. Hi, I'm sorry about the background noise, but I just went to take the laundry out of the dryer, out of the washing machine, and to be honest, it doesn't smell of anything really. It doesn't have like a nut flavored smell to it. It just really smells like the fabric, but of course my clothes are wet still, so we'll see tomorrow what is the end result. So it is 2 days after I washed my clothes with the laundry detergent that I made, and let's smell them. To be honest, they really do not smell of anything really. They do not smell like laundry detergent, they do not smell like nutty, that smell that I described to you before the washing. There's really no taste. There's really no scent to it at all. It just smells of fabric. So that was it from me. That was my recipe video for laundry detergent. Maybe you're gonna try this out yourself maybe next year, because I think the season for chestnuts is quite over and I'm a little bit too late, but maybe you can check it out on other channels as well. I'm gonna link some of the videos down below that I watched to make this. Yeah, so maybe I made you a little bit curious how this is working, and took away some of your fears maybe, or your concerns about using a homemade laundry detergent. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one soon.